education to my Native brothers and sisters. As long as you know your boundaries, as long as you know who your matriarchs are and what clan families you come from, carry your ID, take a body cam, and start representing on the lands that you come from. They have no treaty written agreement with any of the matriarchs, both US and Canada. This whole Western Hemisphere has not one agreement with any matriarch. If we start recognizing the matriarchs from this land that we're all on, then things will start to change.
And he represents the Haudenosaunee, not the Onondaga family. The Haudenosaunee. Professor Kaba come up here all the time on the res to get leathers and stuff like that. He's very well known up here, Professor Kaba.
Where's your police at? Where's your police? All day, all day. All day, every day. See, the school teachers are the ones that need to get this, because they're the one educating the people. See? We have a country that was educated, that white men have the final say. That's not true. Maybe in Europe.
What about the religion, the Catholicism?
That's all a part of the systemic racism. Open your eyes, people. White supremacy will prevail if you fail to organize. You got a picture of my plow, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, I
Because
got
every
that.
time I drive and I pass them cars and intersections, I'm weaving my plow so everybody can read it.
Well, they can't wait for the light to turn green. Yeah.
white supremacy down, people. We have the ability to shut white supremacy down. Most of you are sleeping. The rest of you are colonized because you're sleeping. I'm just so sick and tired of people and their relentlessness to hold on to their religious beliefs. You're the problem. You're the problem. Religion is not who we are. We are spiritual people. We're not religious. There's a difference. This ain't a Christian country. Never was, never will be. Remember that. See? Onondaga County Water Authority. He ain't got no written agreement with the people who come from this land. Neither does he. Doing everything for a pension. Still love New York? Still love New York? Go ahead, put that sticker up on your vehicle. I love New York. You're racist. You don't even see it. Get yourself body cams. Everybody, get yourselves body cams. Learn how to use them. Confront the police. They have no rights over your body. They have no rights demanding you to do anything. All you have to do is keep it simple and ask to see their consent to police the land that they're policing. If they don't prove any formal consent from the matriarchs who come from the land that you're standing on, then they have not been granted any authority to police that land. You remember that? That's right. That's my brother. That's my Navajo brother. So there's a lot for you to learn. That's right. There's a lot. There's more suffering. You can keep on going doing your normal thing and trying to go back into normalcy, but you're going to suffer more. Your children are going to suffer. You can go straight to hell. Everybody has a right to go to hell. Everybody. But you ain't got the power to take me with you. That's the difference. Native Americans, indigenous people, have the least life expectancy in this country. The least life expectancy. Giving me more reason to stand up. I'm only going to be out here for a little while. I got to go to Utica today. But I wanted to get this beautiful, we got beautiful weather here. Beautiful weather. The fact that it's windy. I love it's windy out because it holds my flags up. It keeps them flying. That's right. Where's your police at? Show me your authority. You ain't got none. You're living on mythology. That's what it comes down to. That's right. Everybody has to stand up. Everybody. Right. These firemen, they hold a white supremacy value. All your first responders hold a white supremacy value. They hold a value for white supremacy. That's where they started. That's who they're funded by. That's who put them up. See? The white men put the firemen and ambulance up. They funded them. The people are responsible for white supremacy. See? Tag me on that, all right? Give me some mix.
You see all the sisters' family, they running by, coming him up, blowing their horns.
See, even white people are sick and tired of white people's shit. I love the fact that the children are grabbing this. The children are learning this. The children's eyes are opening. I love that. And it's time to put this knowledge into the schools. It's time to start educating the children about the true history in this country. See, if you disagree with this message, you might be a racist. If you disagree with that, you might be a racist. And if you're an officer of the law and you carry no formal consent to police the land you're policing, you might be a racist if you continue to do it. Because you're upholding white supremacy. And you think that you have the power to tell other people to show you proof of what they're doing. See? That's the simplicity. That's how simple it is. Let's go. In your eyes, everybody. Everybody. That's right. Nobody is left behind. My arms are getting a little sore. I tell you people, I'm telling you right now, if you fail to organize, you're going to suffer longer. It's a choice. It becomes a choice. Once you have the knowledge and you have the awareness, now it's your obligation to do something. You can no longer play the role of a victim. See? You can't. You're given a choice. What are you going to do? You can sit there and wallow and remain in denial, but you're depriving yourself of freedom. You're depriving yourself of truth and justice for all. simple. It's so simple, we complicate that. So, you gotta re-educate. You gotta re-educate society. You gotta re-educate society. You gotta uphold the women. The women. The matriarch. I come from my mother. I get my identity, my clan identity from my mother. I get my nation from the identity of my mother. And she gets it from her mother. She gets it from her mother. Who got it from her mother? And that's what matriarchs do. That's who we are. Everybody has to stand up. Everybody. So take your tribal identity, your tribal issued identity. Brandish it. Don't put it in your wallet like you kept it there. Don't put it in your purse. Get yourself a card holder that goes around your neck. I represented at the United Nations, and that's what I'm using. I'm using my ID card holder. Matter of fact, I should have my old, United Nations identity card. I just keep my native ID in there, where it's right here. Keep a body cam right here, and we can dismantle white supremacy. You see, all those checkpoints, those police they call sobriety checkpoints that are at the on-ramps and the off-ramps of the highways. These are not emergency responding times for those cops. They have not been called to investigate a criminal activity taking place. They're doing it on their own free will because nobody's doing anything to stop them. And they're doing it without any authority to do it. That's what I'm talking about. We can dismantle white supremacy. We can dismantle it through education and empowerment. Now imagine if there was more people like me on every major intersection. Imagine where we would go. Imagine the impact of re-educating society, where that would lead to. Imagine a country of matriarchs ruling their own lands. Imagine everybody supporting the people who have suffered the longest.
Sonny, they opening the back bus window. They probably want to say something to you. The young kids.
See, this is the school. Is this Clary? It is Clary, isn't it? This is Clary? No. See, this is the school. Y'all got to learn that. You got to re-educate society. This is Onondaga land.
He said, what is for? What is it for?
Look on my truck. Look on my truck, on my plow. Look on my plow. That's right. See? So right now, it's your school educators who are standing up for equality as well. You're having a big impact. You're having an impression on your own students, especially the students, the teachers, the educators who have Native students that have questions that are not being answered. See? These are the ones that are going to be pulling out the lies that the tribal leaders are holding to maintain power over matriarchs. That's a big problem. That is a huge problem, because we got men on tribal territories holding powers that are not being dismantled or disrupted because they're sitting in for lifetime seating positions. And you know what? The women have the power to take them out. But we gotta identify. We got to identify about white supremacy. We have to identify the bigger cause of why we have these men on tribal leadership dictating what goes on within tribal territories. See, they're not coming off the res. They're not coming off those reservations and doing what I'm doing. They're not doing it. They're staying on those reservations, and they're holding an income of control of all the money, employment, and who gets citizenship. So I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're on a reservation and you proclaim to be a people of matriarch descent, and you have tribal chiefs who you think or are saying that people need their consent, they're wrong. They're wrong. They don't have the power. Chiefs do not have the power over matriarchs. You might be a sachem, but your sachem ass was put in power through the matriarchs, and your consent for any agreements outside of your people have to come from the matriarch. You do not have power to sign over any treaty on the behalf of matriarchs. That's how that works. Matriarchs have the power. The problem with society is also we got all these myths. All these myths that run. Family Dollar. Tractor trailer from Family Dollar right there. That's it, bro. So, this is an investment. You have to invest in this, stand up in this movement. And unfortunately, there isn't a lot of employment. It never was in the beginning, because we're a people of oppression. We've been oppressed for so long. People don't want to look. People don't want they don't want the truth to come out. It's easier to look the other way. That's for the people who are benefiting from it. The people who are benefiting from the genocide are the people. The majority of them are the ones that want to look the other way. But see, white supremacy is so severe. Women didn't even have rights. Women did not have rights, and white women don't even realize that. Many of them. Many white women don't even realize that their ancestors, their female ancestors, did not have rights in the beginning. Over here in this country. So you have we got a lot of falsely educated people. A lot of people without a proper education. I was one of them. Fuck. And I'm still learning. I'm still learning my language. I'm still learning my people's culture. I'm still learning. We got a long way to go. We got 45 years of a European consensus to exterminate the native people of this continent. That's a long time. That's many generations of suffering, many. And if you're a native person and you're not in recovery, then you have no desire to restore your people's inherent rights to live. That's what that is. You have to identify. You've not only been colonized, but you've been taught to drink the Kool-Aid. That's okay. All right, everybody's got a right to suffer. Everybody. Everyone's got a right to suffer. Right here, school. I love the school. That's it. That's the key.
Well, Sonny, thank you, brother.
Absolutely. Good to see you.
Likewise.
I love you, brother. Keep up the good work. Keep up the good work.